Okay, so this picture is a picture of the Middle East and like kind of their geography around there. This is the European technology, so that's the weapons that the Europeans were fighting the Middle Easterns and the Africans with. Right here, this is kind of just a quick little depiction of the wars that went on around the Middle East and during the Scramble for Africa period. And as you can see, uh, the Middle Easterns don't really have very good technology. I mean, it's all right, but still, it could be a lot better. All right. This is a map of Europe. Um, and so it's just kind of showing like Europe's geography versus the Middle East geography, how Europe's a lot bigger, and the map's just done better, so it also shows that like Europe was more powerful and they had more people who were willing to make maps as good as these. Down here we kind of have a map of like where the Europeans went through the Middle East and stuff, and the time period also where they moved. And this is kind of this is another map of Europe, and their kind of flow around the country, the continent. My bad. We have another map of the Middle East. Kind of, this one's a little bit clearer, and this one's a little bit more modern too, so you can really see what countries were involved in the wars back then. This is the Middle East now. It's a lot more developed and it's really wealthy now. I mean, this is actually Qatar, the richest country in the world, and it is in the Middle East. So I guess you could say that the imperialism that was going on then, it didn't really hold them back. This is a little kind of valley, cliff, countryside of Europe, kind of between like rural but city too. Here we have the GDP of European countries, and it's looking pretty good. Here we have Middle Eastern countries GDP, and theirs is looking actually better than Europe's, so that could also show something. This is a Middle Eastern car, so it's also showing how the Middle East has developed since the time of the European imperialism and around the Scramble for Africa. It's another Middle Eastern supercar. Here we have the European cars, so it's kind of the same idea. Right, there you have it. It's Middle Eastern imperialism.